In recent years, one of the tools that Google has used to combat disinformation and misinformation in the search results is to define this concept of what they call your money or your life topics and searches, commonly abbreviated to YMYL. These are the areas where the search results are particularly important because they have a bearing on critical parts of the searcher's life. If you get bad advice when searching for the side effects of a prescription drug, for example, you might make bad decisions that affect your health. And if you're misled when searching for products like loans, credit cards, or insurance, it could cost you financially. Because of the sensitivity and importance of these areas, the concepts Google has introduced around what they call EAT, or expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, are supposedly used more in these areas than they are for other searches. There are three reasons why, in my opinion, folks targeting YMYL searches need SEO testing even more than anyone else. The first is that EAT features are not your standard ranking factors, and so our years of direct experience in SEO don't always guide us to the right answers. More subtly, even more so than in other areas, it's not a checklist anymore. There's complex interplay and subtle details that make all the difference. Google's throwing huge amounts of computing power at figuring out whether real people should trust your site, and, it turns out, using human interaction measurements directly. We've recently seen confirmed in trial materials. And so this area of SEO is more like conversion rate optimization or user experience work, where we wouldn't dream of thinking we know the answers without testing. And finally, like in so many areas, this is an area where we can't take Google's public statements at face value. They want us to think that EAT factors are the most important things because they want to shape the web a certain way. But we need to check that our efforts are working and being rewarded, as well as ensuring that we're covering off all the other ranking factors as well. At SearchPilot, we work with folks in the medical space. We're HIPAA compliant, as well as ISO 27001 and PCI certified, by the way. And we've done tons of experiments around finance and money queries. One of my favorite of those is this write-up that we have on the site about the difference between dynamic and static prices. This was an experiment in title tags and therefore things that showed up in the actual search results. And what we found in this particular experiment was that including static prices in the title and meta information was actually a negative impact. But that when we modified that to be dynamic prices that were constantly up to date with the information that was actually on the page when users clicked through, we saw a positive impact. This was actually a 10% uplift. And the hypothesis here is that this is very much driven by the trustworthiness side of those EAT factors. I hope this all helps. If you have any questions or want to know more about how SEO testing works in these areas or in general, just leave a comment or drop me a line. And yes, before the trolls come out, I do know that EAT is now EEAT, but it's just too silly, and I refuse to play that game. Have a great rest of your day.